Another neat little thing that you can do in SketchUp um, once you have completely modeled the building is turn on shadows. But before that, if we switch to this view and click on the top view and zoom out, um, let's go to ortho view. This is not the correct orientation of the building. Okay, so we have to uh, do a correct orientation of the building by switching. Let's first switch to a style. Um, that is easily seen. So this one here, okay? Uh, so what we need to view, remember that the building or the lot, um, this corner of the lot here is oriented. Where is that perspective? So let me look it up first. So if you remember when we did this drawing in site plan, the true north is facing this way. And so if you want to see the correct orientation, we have to change back our UCS. So over here, I'm going to type UCS, and then I'm going to click in world, and then you can see XY here has returned back to its original state. And then all I have to do is type plan, enter, and this is basically how the building must be oriented. Okay, north is really facing this way, upwards, and the front of the building is a little bit shifted to the right downwards. So in SketchUp, we need to now orient that building correctly. So to orient this building correctly, we need to select everything, okay, and then we will do a simple rotation. We will select this point here as the rotation point, and then we will simply rotate that, and remember that the building is somewhat like this. Okay, the true north is facing this green arrow, just like on our AutoCAD. Okay, the true north is facing an up and down direction from this corner going upwards here. Okay, so that is this green line in SketchUp. That is this green line in SketchUp. Okay, and if you are still confused, then we can move this whole thing and move this corner to be here, just so that it matches our AutoCAD drawing over here. This is the green line that you see in SketchUp, and in SketchUp that's the green line. Okay, and once you have rotated it correctly, then you can go back to let's close this. You can go back to your view and then go to the front view. Okay, or 3D view, and then switch to perspective mode. And then this the front of the building is now at this angle. Make sure it's in perspective mode. Oh, here perspective mode. All right. And once you have rotated to the correct angle, you can now turn on the shadows, and it should show you the correct shadows by going to uh, display, I think, display, and then here's the shadow. You can check shadows. You can see the shadow is over here, and then you can adjust the time of day for the shadow. Okay, you can see this face should always be lighted directly. You can also change the time of day. So in the very morning, the shadow is behind, and then going like that in the afternoon. At noon, that's how light is. Okay, how the sun is casting the light on this wall. This is the alley. Okay, and it's not having any direct light here. But at 3 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, you would have a partial light coming in here. Okay, and so this balcony would partially block that sunlight, um, and that's how the correct shadows are. And then with shadows on, you can still go onto your styles and switch to a different style with the shadows on, and you can change your perspective. You can see the horizon in this perspective view. So we need to like change to a default style here. Oh, default style like that. So we can rotate the eye of this person on the horizon. Okay, and zoom in, bring that horizon down or level. You can pan it down still, but you need to change or orbit. Okay, and then that's the true perspective, and then you can switch to this view with shadows turned on, and you can always change the date. Okay, and basically the time of the day, which has a more interesting shadow line. Okay, and that's something that you could again take a snip on with shadows. All right, so which is a better view because of that shadow creating a more interesting dark and light comparison with the walls and everything. Okay, so that's how to do a correct orientation. Rotate it according to the site plan. True north should be facing the green axis, and then turn on your shadows under display. Move to perspective, and yeah, um, create a more interesting view.